It's Easter Sunday, and this truck stop has about 300 spots or so, and it's about 70% full, and it's noon.
Tubiest of the tubiest. The best YouTube subscribers on the planet. That's you. And I'm 50 plus. I am in Kentucky and I'm headed to Wisconsin, and I'm pulling 2 coils loaded suicide, and they are about 22,000 pounds a piece. So this is my second time pulling suicide coils, and I'm getting a little bit more comfortable strapping on them, chaining them down. You know, you just put a bunch of chains, you're good, you know. The tarping's gotten a lot easier, and next week I'm going to order, if not purchase, the my personal tarps, which is a lot lighter than the company tarps. There's the place is Joplin Tarp in Joplin, Missouri. So if I get a load that goes through there, then I'm just gonna go by there and pick them up. Otherwise, I'll just order them. But it's gonna work out. Some lighter tarps. That's going to be a good thing. Anyways, the reason I was bugging you guys today, I didn't make a video in the last couple of days, so I figured I'd make this one and talk a little bit about the state of freight. In the intro, you saw a lot of trucks, and what was interesting to me is the open deck trailers, meaning flatbed. There's a double drop over there. There's 1, 2, 3, 4. There's, oh, I'm sorry, 5. He's empty. And then there's another RGN next to me and myself. So that's like eight flatbeds that I'm actually in eyesight right now without me having to move off of this bunk, including myself, and I'm the only one of those 8 that are loaded. Yeah, the only one that's loaded. Flatbed is not saying it's dead, but man, it may be a little bit of life support going on, because the longer this thing goes that we're fighting, this virusy thing, fewer and fewer people are becoming essential in certain states, okay? So basically what happens is, some states you go into, they may have you fill out some little questionnaire whether or not you are essential, or that you aren't, you know, you haven't been somewhere where they got the heebie-jeebies. And, you know, I'm pulling suicide coils. It's big rolls of aluminum. And, you know, unless they're making needles to inject your ass with the virus cure, then maybe what I'm carrying is not considered essential. So that's kind of the situation. And I've noticed quite a few flatbeds and open deck trailers empty, running empty. Melton, I guess I can call it fire some warning shots, you know, get ready, you know, sort of thing. But they've been keeping me busy. And so, you know, it's kind of like a mixed emotion, a mixed thing. I don't know. But I ain't stopped running. And I'm seeing a lot of other flatbeds got nothing on their trailer. And it, excuse me, that's not the heebie-jeebie. Okay? Because I guess I should have finished eating before I started doing this. Anyways, I get empty, and within a little bit, bing, go next load. So Melton is I put it this way, I'm glad I'm a driver and not a planner. I'm glad I'm a driver and not in sales, because they got to be working stress-filled and overtime to be able to keep this fleet moving. And I hadn't seen an empty Melton truck. I see a lot of, we run the same lanes, of course. You know, we are. In fact, where I went to go pick up this suicide coil, there, while I was there, I bet there was about, not exaggerating, 8, maybe 10 Melton trucks there at the same time I was there. You know, they're I believe working pretty hard to keep us Melton drivers running. And I'm grateful because I'm looking at other flatbedders, and now I will say some of these guys are owner-operator looking trucks. You know, they're not company trucks. So I really feel bad for those guys because you know, they really can't compete. So when you're an owner-operator, you know, you have a floor. When you put your business plan together, there's a floor. There's an amount where you can run and break even. And then, you know, 1 cent a mile less than that, you're losing money. Okay, so whatever that floor is, $1.40 or whatever it is, I don't know. But you can go on some low boards right now, and there's freight going for like, dry freight going for like 79 cents a mile. I mean, there's load board. You can download some free load boards yourself and play with that stuff while at home. Play with it while considering coming out here, and then you'll see what I'm talking about. Some of them, you know, they, you know, just put 13.6 high, 80,000 pounds, and then, because you get into the app and it's going to ask you for the dimensions of your truck, okay? 53 foot drop step deck, or I mean flatbed, or 53 foot drop dry van, you know, as dimensions, so that way you can kind of get into those apps. They kind of want you to put in a bunch of ridiculousness before you can just start getting to a point where you can choose the type of truck that you're driving. And then they'll let you know what loads are out there, and then you can see what the freight is. Now, they vary, of course, and negotiable, of course. But when you see, you know, a 1,500 mile run going for $1,200, that's less than $1 a mile. And then you see a bunch of them doing the same thing. And you go, man, I don't say you can make it. So let's just say that I'm here in Kentucky, or I dropped off in Wisconsin where I'm going, and I'm gonna be a day early. I'm gonna drop off tomorrow. I'm supposed to drop off on Tuesday, but I'm like 600 miles away, and I'm just now doing my 30. So you know, I'm gonna be about 200 miles away when I park. So that means tomorrow, all I gotta do is drive 200 miles, I'll be there. I'll be able to get up before they open, and by the time I get there, they might just open, okay? And so I'm gonna try to get delivered tomorrow rather than delivering on Tuesday, okay? So let's say I was owner-operator and I did that, and they unloaded me. Well, I'm doing that so that I can get another load, you know? I need to get rolling. And then I look at the load boards, trying to book myself another load, and everything is less than $1. You know, what do? You can't run for that. You lose money. You know, every mile you drive empty costs you money unless you're gonna book it to a load, bill it to a load. And so you see these guys sit here you know, away from home. And it really bugs me, but it's a part of the business. And a lot of these guys have been doing it so long, you know, they understand it, they're used to it. It don't have to be a virus going around that's shutting the economy down for this to happen. It just may not be a lot of freight in your area and that sort of stuff, you know. So this is a full-time gig, but in this situation, I'm looking at these guys and there's no end in sight. They can't say, well, Monday the load board will fill back up again, being tomorrow. Today's is Easter, you know, come on. So I would understand that, but we may have to call that the Easter weekend because it's been going on all weekend. I dropped off on Friday. Okay, when I dropped off Friday, I dropped off at 1 p.m. I sent my e-call at about 2:30. By the time they unloaded me and I rolled the tarps up and get, oh no, it was faster than that. It was that rock stuff I was carrying. Man, them folks, they unload you, bro. When you pull in, they all over you. All over it. Dude come up with a forklift, follow me. Turn around, I followed him in, and he showed me, he just kind of like pointed where he wanted me to park. When them brakes popped, he did like this. It just kind of ran back in that forklift. I said, okay, that must be my cue. So I got out, pulled the tarps off, pulled the straps off, and the trailer started doing this while I was rolling up the straps. I looked up, man, and this dude is hauling it. I'm like, you know, 3/4 trailer. I'm like, oh shit, so I'm really going, you know. And I'm folding the deal up, the tarps up fast now. I look up and he's like 2 more rows to go. I mean, he's hauling it. I like that, man, to get you in and out. But I was really excited about it because I wanted to hurry up and get that e-call sent so that I can get started on getting booked another load, right? And I got a deadhead, 260 miles, and then finally on Saturday morning I got the load that I'm under right now. You rarely get loads on Saturday with flatbed. So I did go and park. I parked at a Love's, and that Love's was pretty big. So I went inside, took a shower. When I came out, the lot was a lot of folks. It's still a lot of parking, but it was getting full, right? Of course, when I woke up the next morning, it was full. And when I pulled out at about 7 in the morning, there wasn't a whole lot of trucks pulling out. And as I passed other truck stops, they were just, I mean, it's a Saturday. It's like 9 o'clock and truck stops are still full. On the West Coast, truck stops are full. When I was out there and I went to Utah earlier this week, I had to park outside of Utah and actually still in Wyoming because the truck stops in Utah, in Salt Lake, rather, sorry, in Salt Lake, they're all full. Not a whole lot of them, but they're all full. And they were full early in the day. Why is that? Because they're not moving. That's why. And just like this place, why would it be like this at noon? You know, and it would be different if I didn't see a whole lot of curtains pulled. That means they're here. They're not about to leave. You know, like mine, I'm open because as soon as I'm finished with this video, I'm leaving. The concern is, why is everybody, you know, sitting? And it's because they have a freight issue. Okay, so what you would think, you know, a lot of guys are coming off the road. Not a lot of hiring going on, or you know, just guys just wanting to be home with the family while this stuff is going on, you know? They don't want to be going from state to state, you know, visiting people and customers and all this kind of stuff and catch a heebie-jeebie, so they just want to go home. So you would think that there's fewer trucks on the road. Of course, there's always fewer trucks on the road when something like this goes on. The problem is there's less freight, okay? And there's less freight than there are the decrease in freight outweighed the decrease in trucks that went home. So basically what I'm saying is the reason that the freight is low is because there's, you know, one piece of freight and 20 trucks wanting to move that piece of freight. So the price drops way down until somebody goes, "Uncle, I'll take it," right? Okay, so who can do that? Companies big like ours, Melton. In the flatbed division, they are pretty big in the flatbed division. So they can say, look, we're going to move the freight a little less, make less profit, maybe even break even, so that our drivers can keep working. If you're an owner operator, can you do that? No, you can't. You can't go down below that floor, that dollar amount that you can't go below, because you're losing money, okay? And that's not what we do, so they have to park. It sucks. It does, but there is a light at the end of this tunnel. It's not gonna be forever, you know? And there's ups and downs with everything, the slow in every market. The problem that we have now is, and hopefully we'll never again see it in our lifetime, it's a global slow. Not just, I mean, it's like a world war or something. I mean, it's a global shutdown. You know, nothing can get in and out of the country with that isn't essential. You know, so, you know, video games, for instance, let's just say that it's not essential, but the people who make those games need, let's just say, I don't know, maybe I'm just using that as an example, but if that product had to be packaged and then shipped to another country, it's not an essential piece of equipment, you know. I guess it is to the teenager that wants to play that video game, right? Yeah, I know you're gonna say, no, they don't play them like that no more. They download them and all that shit. Well, you know what point that I'm making. And so there's a lot of people out of work because they can't create. We can't ship what they created. So it's kind of a trickle thing. And this is globally. So I believe we're going to be just fine, but it's just going to take a little bit to recover from this. So if you're thinking about getting into trucking, you know, now would be a good time to do as much investigating as you can. So when the light turns green, you'll be ready to hit the ground running. Don't wait till the last minute, okay? If you're interested in coming to Melton, down at the bottom, I'm going to have a little link, and just click on that link, and then somebody will contact you. At least they'll let you know the State of the Union, whether or not now is a good time, or even if they're hiring in your area, so on and so forth. So use this time wisely. Don't just sit on your hands and then wait for the floodgates to open, then say, okay, now I think I'll start, contacting folks. No, get on it now. Get her done, and I need to start rolling. Till I see you again, deliver undistracted. Here's your boot. Boop.